welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast.
Where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
And everything in between. Happy Sunday, you guys. Tell us something good. I feel like we haven't played that song in a while. I think we only played it twice, actually.
Yeah, we didn't do it much.
Tell me something good. All right, tell us something good. We've got to give you guys an update on how our almond... No, we need to have a cooking segment. A part of this podcast, because lately we've been starting off talking about cooking, you're cooking and the things you've been doing. So I feel like you deserve your own cooking segment, Curtis.
I do.
Yes. What is cooking with Curtis?
Cooking with Curtis, yeah. Yes. Okay, I like it.
Curtis in the kitchen, or what should we name that segment?
If you can think of anything clever, let us know.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So let's give us an update on how the almond milk is coming along, because if you're new here, and this is the very first time you're watching our video, Curtis and I have decided to make our own milk, and we've been using almonds to do it. And I promise you, it is not that complicated to make.
It's very easy to make.
Yes, it is very easy.
And you get milk and flour.
Yes, almond flour. That is gluten free, of course. Mm-hmm. So and we've been doing. I think we tried this now our fourth batch.
This is fourth or fifth. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. So, tell us what you've been. Give us an update, because this is your job. You've been doing this, not me.
So, like she said, this is our fourth or fifth batch. First batch, we tried just almonds with vanilla extract. We used too much vanilla extract for the amount of almond milk we had. It was very strong, did not taste the greatest. So we scratched that one. Next batch, I think we did... Shoot, I don't remember. What did we do the second one?
The second batch?
Oh, I remember. We tried honey, and then we tried maple syrup.
Oh, yes.
Those
ones
not
recommend.
Were okay.
I do not recommend.
But no. Also do not recommend, because they separated quite a bit, and... yeah, it just wasn't it. So now third batch, we did a little bit of research, and we heard about just using straight sugar, but not like your regular white sugar. It's almost like a brown sugar, but not brown sugar. It's called turbinado sugar, but it looks like brown sugar, just bigger cubes. Apparently, what I was told is that it dissolves fairly easily. So once you have your milk, you put this sugar in, and for 700 milliliters of milk, you're supposed to use 1 tablespoon of this sugar. So that is what I did that batch. Then the next batch, I did something a little bit different, and I kind of did it behind her back.
Yes, the man was sneaky, you guys. Sneaky.
Well, because I mentioned it to her, and she's like, no, it's good the way it is. So I was like, it's good the way it is. Yes, you're right, but it could be better. And she wouldn't let me do it. She would have fought me. So I just did it. I just went and did it.
And then the man had the nerve this morning to ask me, so what did you think about that last batch of almond milk? And I said, it was good. And he's like, oh, because I've added all these things to it.
So I had to be upfront this time, because now she was here while I was making it. Last time I made, like the last batch, I did it late at night. She was already passed out, and I did it on my own. We woke up in the morning. It was all cool. Like we put it in the fridge to cool it down and everything. So we used it in the morning, and it was all good. Now this time around, I'm making it in the morning. She's there. She's watching me. So I had to...
So what did you add to it? What did you add? Because I just saw him grabbing a whole bunch of things, and I said, I thought you just add that turbinado or whatever sugar.
Okay. So I used the same thing, the turbinado sugar, but I put, like, I don't have an 1/8 teaspoon. So I use the 1/4 teaspoon, but I don't fill it right to the top. I use nutmeg and then cinnamon. So it's supposed to be like 1/8 teaspoon, and then 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Yeah.
So 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1/8 of nutmeg and cinnamon. And that is what I put in. And it's funny because last batch, she didn't even notice that I put these things in. Now, she tries it this morning. She's like, oh, I can taste it now. I can taste it. So it's funny how the brain works and like how we don't catch on to these things until we're actually told what it is.
You see, I probably would have tasted something different if I had cereal. But because I didn't have cereal, I just used the almond milk in my coffee this week. I didn't taste anything. Like nothing sparked. Maybe you added too much nutmeg or whatever it was.
This morning?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because now I can taste it.
Or is that just your brain playing tricks on you now that you know what it is? Like maybe last time you did know, you had a feeling that something may be different, but you didn't know what it was, so you just didn't question it.
I think also maybe it was because you also changed the coffee. Last week we just got a different batch of coffee. And we changed it, and then you also added those new ingredients to the almond milk.
So you thought maybe it was just the coffee that was different.
But now I know it's the milk.
Anyway, yeah, so that leads me into the topic that I kind of wanted to discuss today. When you are about to do something, no matter what it is, whether it's a goal or just something you feel like doing, do you keep it to yourself or do you tell people?
That reminds me of that quote there. I don't know who said this. Maybe you guys can help me out. But someone said something along the lines like, if I asked people what they wanted, they would have said like a faster horse or something like that. Just because when you were mentioning, like, if you had told me that you were going to add all these extra ingredients, I would have told you no, right? Like, don't do it. It's fine the way it is.
Yep.
And then you would never have done it, right?
Yep.
So do I think maybe you should have told me about those ingredients that you were adding into my almond milk? Yes, because I have food allergies, Curtis Knox.
But you're not allergic to those. I know that.
Okay, but I would have liked to know.
How's that song go? I know you better than you know yourself.
That's not true. That's not true at all. I know myself.
Anyway, what song is that anyway?
I don't know. But still, I'm not mad at the fact that he didn't tell me, because it was just your little science experiment to see if I would have picked it up. And you're right, I didn't pick it up. I didn't pick it up until I saw you do it. And then I said, you know what? I do taste a little nutmeg. You know, it's kind of like that experiment we did with Coke and Pepsi when we were trying to see if there was a difference.
I got it. I can still use my hand.
That was the first one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're on to the second taste. We're on the second can.
Ooh, there definitely is a difference. That's the President's Choice one, I think. Because that one doesn't seem familiar at all. Yep.
And then you said that you can taste... Which one had vanilla? Was it Coca-Cola?
Coke has the vanilla. Pepsi is more like citrus.
Oh, yeah. See, I never picked that up before. Yeah. And if we did, maybe it was subconsciously. But still.
Yeah, like you notice the difference, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Your brain can't like comprehend what the difference actually is. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with the milk. Your brain was telling you, oh, maybe it's just the coffee because we changed the coffee brand.
Yeah. And I did tell you last week too. I said, oh, the coffee is actually really good.
Yep.
And you were there probably just laughing at me, knowing rightfully what you did to the milk.
Yep.
But anyways, moving on to your question. I'm the type of person to not say anything until it's done. And I think that just depends on how big my goal actually is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it depends kind of what it is. Mm-hmm. If it's something really small and it's just something you kind of want to do, then it doesn't really matter if you tell people. But
yeah,
I think another big part of it is telling the right people. If you are going to say something, you can't be telling the wrong people, because some people do not want you to succeed. Some people do not want you to do better than them. Some people do not want you to advance. Like they want you to stay stagnant and where you are, because that's kind of where they've been, right?
Yeah.
So
Isn't that also like in that book? I didn't fully read it, but I've read like little clips here and there of the book, like little pages. It was in the Human Laws of Nature. Something like do not outshine the master, something like that. Like they don't want you to do better than them. They want you to do good. Yeah, it was something. It was.
that's in the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, it was. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, don't outshine the master. Yeah.
No, I do agree with that. Some people don't want you to succeed. I don't know what it is. Like two people can be doing the exact same job. One person just has a different goal, but the other person thinks that they're trying to outshine them, or they feel like they're trying to do better than them. Yeah, you see it almost every day. You know, you see it at work, you see it in school. You know, there's competition between who can get the better grades. Competition at work on who can get a higher, commission, or two people just graduated and they're trying to get the same job, or who can pick up something faster than the other. You see it every day, and for me, I truly believe, and this is how like literally I get through my everyday. I am not in competition with anybody else other than myself.
Yeah.
I say that everything I do, that is what I tell myself.
Yeah, you're not doing it to be better than anybody else. You're just trying to better yourself.
Yeah. Like I want to see what I can do. Like I don't care what you can do. I don't care what you can do. Like that's good for you. I will cheer you on, but I'm not in competition with anybody.
Yeah. And that should be the way people are. Like, you want other people to succeed. And like you said, you'll cheer them on, and you want them to just do better than they're doing for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's how you want to be. You just want to see yourself get a little bit better each day, whatever it is you're doing, whether it's just be better at the job you're doing. If you just got out of school and now you're starting your career, you need to gain the experience. You need to get better at what you're doing. You're not trying to do it to be better than the people that have been there 5-10 years. That's not the goal. It's just to do good at what you are doing.
Until you can do what you want to do. I know you are like this. You like to tell people your goals. And before you even do anything. And I remember I used to tell you, like, why do you tell everybody, like, before you do anything? Like, why don't you just do what you have to do? And then once your goal is completed, you tell people what you want to do.
See.
And then you used to tell me it was because, like, you believed that no one else could put bad energy out there on you. Isn't that what you told me?
That's not it at all what I said. What I said was it holds you accountable. If you tell people what you want to do, now they're going to be watching you and being like, they're going to, if you don't follow through with what you did or what you said you were going to do, then they're going to be watching you and know that you gave up on your goal, right? So now it kind of holds you accountable. But again, it also depends who you told. Because some people will be like, hey, I thought you were going to do this. Why haven't you started this? Like, if it's a workout goal, an exercise goal, like, you were still pushing me every so often when we were trying to train for the marathon, right? You were saying, like, hey, are we going to go running? Are we going to go running? Why haven't you started running?
Yeah.
And you kept, like, pushing me to actually start training. So it depends who you tell. Some people will just watch in silence as you do nothing, and that's not helpful. But if you tell the right person, they will help motivate you.
I've never seen it like, I don't look at it that way.
But do you agree with that, though?
I can see why some people would do that. Yeah.
Like,
keep them accountable. I can see why some people would want to share their goals. But like I said, for me, it all depends on what my goal is and how big this goal is. Because there are some people who will still cheer you on in your face and then secretly behind your back plot against You?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I told this person this to help you out with this, and then behind the scenes, that's actually not how it actually went down.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen to me before.
That's another thing too. Some people have big mouths.
Yeah.
And even though they're cheering you on and they actually do genuinely want to see you succeed, they go and tell someone that you didn't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like now you feel resentment against telling that person because they went and shared it with someone else.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing too.
Okay, here's an example for that I've noticed, and that I've done it to myself too. Like, say I'm gonna post more on Instagram, and I've said that out loud. Oh yeah, I'm gonna post more. I have all these videos coming out on it for Instagram, for YouTube, right? And then days just go by, and it's like, well, what happened to all those videos you said that you had ready to post? When your favorite YouTuber says, "I'm back," you're gonna see more of me. I'm gonna start posting more consistently, and then 2-3 months go by, and it's still crickets, and you're still waiting for, like, let's say, your favorite YouTuber to post a video. So it's kind of like, that's why I don't really believe in talking before you do something. I just don't.
So what about in the middle? So like, okay, you didn't tell anybody at the start. You've already started to do what you told yourself you were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're like halfway to your goal, but you actually haven't fully got to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Is that now okay to start telling people? To be like, this is what I've been doing. This is what I plan to do. Like now that you've kind of built a habit of doing it.
Okay. So like, let's put exercising out there, okay? So for example, exercising. I got into a habit of constantly, riding my bike on the Peloton every single day, and I'm getting closer to my goal. I'm running outside, and I'm doing really good. And then I start telling people, like, yeah, man, I've been running outside, da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden you fall off the bandwagon. Is it bandwagon? What's that saying?
Bandwagon,
Yeah. You fall off the wagon, and it's like, well, you were doing so good. Why did you stop? And it happens to me a lot. Like, when someone says, oh, wow, you're losing weight. I'm like, yeah, man, I've been exercising. I've been, doing my aerobics classes. And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. And I feel like it's because I already kind of put it out there that this is what I've been doing. And now I feel like, oh, okay, now I can stop. That's like when you start losing weight and then you reward yourself with like, oh, I'm going to go to McDonald's because I've been losing I lost 5 pounds. Let me go to McDonald's. I can afford to eat, some good fries today.
Yeah.
So
that's another thing too, actually, because I remember my mom telling me this before.
Mm-hmm.
So like when people start saying, oh, you're looking so good, this and that, in your mind, subconsciously, you're like, okay, I can kind of slack off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because people are noticing my results. And then that, like, you slacking off ends up starting to become a habit of you not doing what you were doing. And then you end up just right back to where you were.
Yeah.
Right? Of doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that almost, it's positive reinforcement of what you're doing is good, but you internalize it the wrong way, and you like let off the gas of what you wanted to actually do.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we use it as more motivation to be like, yeah, okay, finally people are seeing results, let me go harder.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we look at it like that?
Yeah. And it was very hard, like, when we told you guys that we wanted to do the half marathon, after I did the 5K and the 10K, right? Like, we didn't tell anybody that's what we were doing. We just kind of did it, and then we talked about it after. But then we mentioned that, we are going to do the half marathon. And let me tell you, after we ran the 10K trail race, it was so hard to keep running. Like, and that's why I think it took us at least it took me over a month to get back into running again, because I was like, I kind of already told everybody, but now people are expecting me to run this half marathon. There's so much pressure. I'm like, oh, I kind of just want to relax a little bit, and I kind of started getting off the wagon of exercising and running outside because I was exhausted and I just felt overwhelmed because now I told everybody that I was going to run this half marathon.
Yeah.
But the thing that kept me going to run that half marathon after a month passed was I already paid for it. So I was like, I'm running this half marathon.
Yeah.
But it was just hard to get back into it once I told people.
But I think part of it was after the 10K, it was a lot. Like that was actually really tough. And we were sore for like days, like almost like a week straight. My legs were like toast, right? So I couldn't do anything. And because of completing that in my mind as well, I was like, I want to take a break. I'm just going to take a week off. And then a week went to 2 weeks and then 3 weeks and then
A whole
all of
month.
yeah. Then all of a sudden it's like we're 2 weeks away from the half marathon. We're like, oh shoot.
No. 2 weeks for you away from the half marathon. Your girl prepared for this. Okay, I took a month off. That was all I did.
Yeah.
You took like 3 months off.
Yeah.
How do you share your goal without losing motivation? Because another example would be for me, like, I wanted to, start a business plan. Like you and me, we're going to start a business plan. I told someone, yeah, I'm trying to work on this business plan and I'm hoping, I can finally escape the rat race. Right. And then I stopped working on the business plan. And do you think it might be because people just like to share something? That's it. They just want to have something to say about themselves. So they say, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to lose 20 pounds," or "Yeah, we're thinking about building." But no, they say, "Yeah, we're gonna buy a house next year. We're gonna buy this new car." Is it because they want to seem like they have?
Like they're actually doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when things fall apart, it's like, well.
Hopefully, people don't remember what I said.
Yeah. But for real, how do you share your goals without losing motivation? So let's chat GPT. If you want to answer the question, go ahead.
No. Let's see what AI has to say.
Yes.
Since we've been on the AI topic, and if you haven't seen last week's video, it was all about AI and going down the rabbit hole of asking Google different things.
Ooh, let's do a flashback while we wait. Here's a sneak peek of last week's episode. Kind of nerve-wracking to meet that person. Are they going to think I'm smart? Are they going to think I'm stupid and, embarrassing? And am I going to embarrass myself? Like those are some of the things you meet. Those are some of the things that run through your mind when you're meeting people, right? And the AI kind of filters that out. Yeah. It does.
So this new app, like, what does it actually do, though?
I don't know too much about it. That's all I started searching. And I was like, I wonder if that's, like, would that replace loneliness? All right. So how to share your goals without losing motivation. So this is what ChatGPT said. And if you haven't downloaded ChatGPT yet, you guys are missing out. Download ChatGPT. I feel like we've upgraded from the, hey, Google.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's hey ChatGPT. So anyways, so how to share your goals without losing motivation. This is what she said. Number 1, frame it as a work in progress. So instead of saying I'm going to lose 20 pounds, she's saying try to say I'm working on building a healthier lifestyle by eating better and exercising consistently. So she says that this keeps the focus on the process rather than the outcome.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't tell people your actual goal, like what your goal specifically is. You're saying, I'm changing kind of a couple things, couple habits, couple things that I'm doing.
Yeah. Number 2 is share selectively. So only tell people who you know that will support you, encourage you. Avoid people who are overly critical or dismissive.
Yep. And that's basically what I was saying earlier. Tell the right people. There's certain people you just shouldn't tell things to.
Yeah.
Because, again, they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to be advancing past them.
Deep down now, to end this podcast, overall, in general, do you think being in a relationship limits your growth?
No. Because, again, depending on who you're with. But you specifically, I know what you would have said. Even if I did tell you, you would have said, okay, no problem. You want to try it? Make a small batch of it. That's what you would have said. do not waste all of it, because if it's not good, then we wasted the whole thing.
Yes.
So you would have said, yes, still do it, but start small.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you would have said. 100%. I know it. Because you've said it many times to me before.
Yeah.
So you're still encouraging. You're just like, don't go all out.
Don't put all your eggs. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
That's the nicer way to put it, Curtis.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it for the Thing of Ours podcast.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys do. Do you guys share your goals? Do you keep them to yourselves? Or do you try to be person specific, share them with only certain people and avoid others? Or do you literally share every little thing that's going on in your life? Because I definitely know people like that. They just love to talk and share every small little thing. Yeah, let us know what you guys do, because I'm interested to know. And if you have any advice on how to share your goals without sabotaging it, things like that. If you have anything to share, let us know.
Or how not to limit yourself. Yeah. And how not to absorb another person's vision for something that you want for yourself.
Yeah.
That's a good question too.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you for listening to this Thing of Ours podcast. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. Let us know how your Sunday went, your work week went, and we'll catch you guys. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and we will catch you guys in the next podcast episode.
Yes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Peace. That's good.